Okay. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today, as you read the title's video, I'm going to be ranking all of the Phase 5 projects. So in honor of Thunderbolts being released in theater right now, you can actually see, you could hear my little thoughts about it with this ranking video. So with the end of the movie era, we just have, I'm aware of this, I just forgot about it. We only have one show left to officially end this era, which is Ironheart, which comes out next month. But instead of me waiting for that, I'm just gonna do the ranking so I can give you guys like this week's video. So I'm gonna be ranking all of the Phase 5 projects. That includes the movies and TV, according to Wikipedia. Some shows I'm like, why is this part of Phase 5? But like, okay, I'm still gonna add it. It's some of the, like a few animation shows. It's included. However, the movies are done. Like the movies are like, that's it. It's done. Not the shows. We just have one more to go. But so I'm a little bit like sick. I'm like recovering from like my voice and stuff. But yeah, when this video is recorded, I just saw Thunderbolts, you know, last night. And okay, this will also be like I'm trying my best. This will be like a non-spoiler review, so there's gonna be like no spoilers for these, just my overall like thoughts and feelings about these projects. And I gotta say, Phase 5 was really on a roller coaster. If you think Phase 4 is worse, Phase 5 is like the worst. It has lots of history that we thought the MCU is peaked, especially in Phase 3. Imagine where we are right now in Phase 5. It's just what a mess. What a mess. The start, I think Phase 5 made it more worse, like as we can go down like the projects and stuff. So further ado, let's get right. We have 6 movies and 7 shows to rank. Ooh. And by the way, and if you want to support me more, definitely go check out my Patreon account. I still haven't posted. I'm still going to do like the room tour review exclusive for my Patreon. Maybe I might do like a Phase 4 ranking there. We'll see. We'll see how this video does. Further ado, let's get right into it. There is like 13 projects to rank. Number 13 will definitely be, I think this is everybody's bottommost, is Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion is the show that started, the show that started the Phase 4 Disney Plus show. It's just unfortunate how, I guess, like, Secret Invasion is such like a historical comic event in the Marvel. People still argue to this day how like they should not have done the multiverse story. They should have just done the Secret Invasion because Captain Marvel was released before Avenger Endgame. The movie kind of like set up a little bit of the Secret Invasion storyline. The Skrull storyline has comes and go. It's just that this show happened. It was horrible. But the only good thing about it is I love Olivia Colman's performance. She's very campy as a villain there. I don't think we need another villain government storyline or whatever. And I think probably just wasn't like a crossover. I mean, I just felt like a smaller scale, unfortunately. It destroyed so much character from the Captain Marvel storyline, especially with Gaia, like the younger daughter and stuff. And we haven't heard anything from these events or this character in so long. It's been like 2 years and we haven't heard any mention. We don't have to because people forget about the show, and it's just an unfortunate case with what the hell just happened. Like, so much potential. Anyway, something that should have happened, but they just didn't do it right, if you know what I mean. So that's last place. Okay, number 12 is another show that should not happen in the first place. It's Echo. This is a TV show. This is the only show that was released like as a binge because they just know that it's just not gonna work out. And Echo is such a cool character, but I don't think she deserves her own show. If this was made into a Disney Plus movie, sure, that could have been better. Or like a special. But like a 6 or 8 episode, I don't think so. I remember like the first episode was pretty cool. I love how it connected to everything. But it should have been like a standalone episode in Daredevil or something like that. Not like her own type of show. I feel like it's just a waste of everybody's time. I don't know why Marvel or Feige has invested their time with this show, but it should just scrap. It should not have happened in the first place. But it exists, and again, something that no one hasn't talked about what happened in that event. A little bit in Daredevil, but we'll get into Daredevil, but not so much. So number 11 is, apparently this part is part of Phase 5. It feels like a whole new, different show, but okay. So 11 is Your Neighborhood Friendly Spider-Man. Guys, when I first saw the trailer, I love the animation style. I know some people don't like it, but I like it. It's very like old school, like 90s or 50s or 60s, like Saturday morning cartoon, which I love, like the cartoon style. What really throws me off is how I thought it's going to be related to Tom Holland's version, but it's is now they decided to make it on its own, like a multiverse type of Spider-Man story. They did bring back some of the original cast, like there's a voice of Doctor Strange, Matt Murdock, like Daredevil's in this show, like the voice actor from the MCU is in this show. So it's just, I love the art style. It's just not really like appealing. But I love how some of the heroes there that hasn't been introduced to the MCU yet, like live action version, it just throws me off how it should have been related to the Tom Holland version instead of it like on its own, like a whole new Spider-Man. Or they could have just done like a revival from the 90s show that people wanted in the first place. But we got it, so it's number 11. It's just not really like appealing. Like, it just drags me to like watch it like week to week or whatever for the new neighborhood friendly Spider-Man. So yeah, there's number 11. And it's a show that dropped like 3 episodes a week or something. Yeah, okay. So number 10 is the movie that started this whole mess in the first place, is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It's just unfortunate how this movie is supposed to be like, they're hoping this will be like Captain Marvel level, where like, oh my god, it's such a big threat, but it's just downhill like with the VFX problem that's happening. And the way they make the villain seems like very like, I was gonna say cartoonish, where like, yes, he is scary, but like, as we know with the performance of this movie and the drama with the actor that played Kang, like they totally like scratched this movie in the first way. We just felt like this movie was basically like pointless, where like, you know, what's the point of this movie despite it like changing it. And yet no one hasn't mentioned about this event that happened in this movie. Like no one to this day, like no one. That's why it's very at the bottom. This is like the start of like how MCU got really bad, like really bad. So it's number 10, and there's so much hype about it, there's so much potential, but it just faded away. That's like the start of how this phase is gonna get worse. So yeah, okay, so number 9 is What If Season 2 and 3. I'm happy the show is done because like, I was excited for the show because I thought it's gonna be like the story we all know and love from the phase 1, 2, and 3, but then they kept on like making it on its own, which didn't really, I thought that's not the whole point of this concept. They tried to make it like continuation like of the show, which I really like, but I just feel like they focus on the wrong characters that weren't really interested to me, versus like, oh, I don't think we want like another like Captain Carter or like another like Iron Man type of storyline. Like I would love it if it's like something for the Disney Plus show, but no, it's a characters from phase 1 that's very like forgettable. And the way the show ended was very messy, and it's done. That's all I'll say. Just again, it's more like they don't know how to use that concept well to make it work. It just didn't really work for me. That's why it's number 9. So number 8 is this movie that came out earlier this year. It is Captain America: Brave New World. Again, it's basically the sequel to Incredible Hulk, where lots of people don't watch a movie or haven't seen that movie. And I wish that that's the type of movie where like if you watch a Thunderbolts, like I just wish that Captain America didn't happen. I wish that Captain America and the Thunderbolts are all mashed in together, because I feel like this makes it feel like it's such a waste like everybody's time and stuff. I do love Sam Wilson as Captain America. Like he's a great Captain America. It is just like the story that was presented in this movie, unfortunately. I mean, they didn't do so well in the box office. I think that's even worse than this makes Quantumania even better than Brave New World. Again, better movies from Captain America. It was just like a whole new mess and stuff. I love how they finally bring in the Eternals like storyline, but like especially with that post-credits, it just felt super lazy and like, yeah, I don't know what's happening with this movie. It's like a curse to begin with. I'm glad it's done, and so it's number 8. I find it okay. There's just so many characters I wish that were in the movie but aren't in this movie. Especially with the Hulk being involved. Like, where's Hulk? Like, why are the Hulks not here? It could have been better. Okay. So number 7 is Daredevil: Born Again. The first episode was very strong. I personally like the 5th episode, like the filler episode, which kind of breaks into the MCU. As I said, this reminds me of like the Penguin show a little bit, because Daredevil kind of feels like Batman a little bit, where like it's like its own little thing, which just doesn't really connect with the MCU yet. I mean, it does, but like, it makes me feel like it's its own little thing. I think it's a lack of like MCU connective, like how it's connected with the whole universe and stuff. I mean, it's very slow. The pacing is very slow. Not a lot of like actions. It has like really cool, scary villains that Matt Murdock fights over, but it's like, what's the point of this show? Like, we could move on to something else, but we were talking. I think the pacing is also very slow too. It's a very like slow show, but it has some promising, like, so it's a show that's getting a season 2. Hopefully season 2 is a better show because they're having a hard time focusing on if it's going to be a full-on reboot or a sequel to the Netflix show. You know what I mean? So that's number 7. Okay, number 6 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I gotta say, it's a very like funny movie, and it's also very, you know, sad too because of what they all went through. I remember seeing it twice, and you know, I had a great time. I think it's just because of like there's just so much things happening in this movie. It's like trying to be serious, but also it's very like silly too because it's James Gunn, like a silly movie. I mean, this is one of like the best movies in the MCU. People have been waiting for this movie for so long. I just felt like it feels like the end of the trilogy of the Guardians. It's one of the best, and it's not bad. I just think there's like better ones out of this list. But so that's my thoughts about Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, number 5 is it's the Marvels. I personally enjoy the Marvels. I just wish that Marvels was mostly like, and it's one of the flop movies, which is very sad. I wish that was like the Secret Invasion story instead of like the movie we got for the Marvel. It just felt like a Disney Plus like type of show. I do love the characters. I love the little like team up they all have, but I just feel like the villain was very bad. I think it's just like, but I feel like the characters there are more enjoyable for me because I love like a good female. They just done like Captain Marvel wrong. I feel like they don't know what to do with her. But I do really enjoy Kamala Khan. I really do enjoy her in that. And the post-credit scenes are like something like, I think this movie should have begun or should have just ended with this phase and then started with the Avenger movies because yeah. It's a fun movie. It's one of the shortest one in the MCU. It's a fun like movie. Like I rather watch this like Echo and the other show. It's, you know, it's a fun slumber party movie as some people would say, but yeah. So number 4 is Loki season 2. I feel like this show really, it's a great way to end the show in general, especially with Loki's like arc. And this kind of feels like, it reminds me a little bit like Infinity War and Endgame a little bit because of like the emotional chorus. I think it's more like the emotional chorus of Loki has became so far, and it's very interesting the way they ended like Loki's storyline in this one, and I'm very interested to see how that would play out in the Doomsday. Again, I think my only problem is, again, the show's like a little bit slow again, but it's like still interesting with time. I also do like it how they kind of wrap up like Kang's storyline a little bit, that Ant-Man and the Wasp kind of like set up, which kind of like ruined everything. But it's not a bad show. I think there's like a better one, which we'll get right into. Okay, so we're moving on to the top 3. So number 3 is Deadpool and Wolverine. I feel like Deadpool and Wolverine is such a fun movie. It's kind of nice to see the X-Men. It's almost perfect. I just wish that this was a full-on like X-Men, but this is better than Doctor Strange Madness a little bit. It's like a little like warm-up to what could like the Secret War or Doomsday could potentially be. But I love the chemistry between Ryan and Hugh Jackman with the title character, and it's very gory. It's a fun, you know, it's a fun movie. I love the villain. She's very campy. I guess it's a very like silly movie. It's a very like a good silly movie, and it worked. It's one of the movies that reached $1 billion in this phase, so yeah. Okay, number 2 for me would be Thunderbolts. I really enjoy Thunderbolts. I feel like Thunderbolts really make the team work a little bit once you see with the team dynamic. I really like Bob's like alter hero sentry. It was pretty cool, like seeing like the actions. I wish it was longer, and his costume was really cool. Kind of reminds me like Tom Hill, like Loki kind of wearing that suit a little bit with the hair and stuff. It's a great, I feel like this kind of sets up, it's like a prep for like the Avengers movie coming up once you see in the post-credit scene. I really love my baby Yelena. Yelena is a star in this, but this is basically like her own movie with the Thunderbolts. And it's a great victory. It's been a while since the MCU has been really good, and I'm glad that it's doing well. And it makes me excited for like what's next for this team. It's a very like fun team to see, and yeah. Okay, so number 1, my favorite project from this phase is Agatha All Along. Agatha All Along brings me back to how I felt with WandaVision, where like I'm starting to see this show like every week to week. I love the campy of the witches and stuff, and it's very fun. It's very mysterious. It really sets up like characters, very important characters moving forward, and that's how you do the show. I think this is like a perfect sequel to WandaVision, and it's one of my favorites, like favorites to this day. It's a really like great show, and I'm very surprised that it's exceeded my expectation, because when I was like, I don't know what they could do with the actress, with the character Agatha, but they done so much for her, opened so many doors for character to do in the future. Yeah, Agatha All Along, it's number 1, and it just brings up engagement. It's a fun era. Like I miss that era so much, but it was a fun era. Those are my lists for the Phase 5 project somewhere has been released this year. Let me know, comments below, what do you think of Phase 5 in general, except for Agatha. I hope that ends with a bang. At least it looks proud. I saw in D23 the trailer. It looks pretty like good in my opinion, but we'll see how that goes. Kind of reminds me a little bit like Miss Marvel a little bit, so if you like that, you probably will still love Ironheart. Those are my ranking. So yeah, let me know because what do you think. If you should check out my Patreon to support me, and make sure you subscribe and like for not miss any videos like this. And I'll see y'all next time. Okay, bye! Bye! Ooh. I just don't remember this performance. Like, I don't remember. Like, wait, that's it? Okay.